My name is Jay Ballenberger. I'm an instruction and reference librarian at Colorado Mesa University's Tomlinson Library. This is part 2 of Semester Study Prep, a Maverick research workshop. So in the last video, part 1, we talked a little bit, just an analogy of trying to stay in control. Because once you start getting out of control, things can kind of go downhill pretty quickly. So in part 2, we're going to actually organize our entire semester. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's get organized. And there's our cat again. That's Edie. Just in case you missed the first part, she was on our sailing trip with us, and she's cool. You can tell, obviously. So the tool that I'm going to show you all is called Trello. Trello is a freely available organizing / productivity tool. It's basically a workstation that allows you to create lists, do specific things with other people on those lists. You can make cards where you can attach links. You can collaborate with other people. You can set due dates. You can make checklists. You can do all sorts of things like that. So that's what I did to make my entire semesters, all the due dates and every assignment and exam and day that we don't have school, all those different things. So let's take a look. So this is part of it. This is just a screen grab that shows you can see on the left, there's a list of all the classes that I am taking this semester. So I'm pretending to be a 15 credit hour a student taking 15 credit hours worth of classes. You can see I have a Music 266 class, that's with Dr. Ma, it's the history of popular music. Then I have an Essential Learning 290 class, which is what we call our milestone classes. So this is with Dr. Ma again and Dr. Paderino. So this is the popular culture in American society. I'm also in foreign language Spanish 111. So that's the first year Spanish class with Dr. Anderson. And then I'm gonna take one Biology 107 class, which is the principles of plant biology and its associated lab. So that's the Bio 107L that you see there, both with Dr. Bechtel. They all provided me their current syllabi. I included those syllabi in those cards so each one of those cards has the specific syllabi. I can go directly to my syllabi if I need, straight from my Trello board. So I don't need to go digging around in the D2L shell to find the different things. They're all going to be right in here. Basically what I did from there is I divided or created a list for every single week of the entire 16-week semester. You can see my first week there and second week are past us already, and we're in the middle of our week 3. So you all need this information right now. What I was able to do is extract from those syllabi every single assignment, every single reading, every single exam, everything that was pertinent for me to know about. I was able to take it and put it into one of the certain weeks throughout the semester. Now when I look at this, I can tell myself, wow, I've got a lot to work on throughout the semester. Part of the reason for doing that is to confront everything that you will have to do this semester. It's good for you to see how much work you have ahead of you. It's good to see what it's going to take to be able to stay on top of that. If you're unaware and you don't get to see that your week 4 there has many things going on, 10 plus either assignments or readings, discussion posts that need to be worked on, you're kind of going to be moving from one thing to the next. You may not have a really good sense of how much you have going on that week, and that can start getting you into trouble. That can be one of those first mistakes that end up happening that leads to a second mistake, that leads to a third, and so on and so forth. So that's what we want to try to avoid. So I use Trello to do this, and once I finish something, I can take it and I can move that card over to what I normally have as a completed pile as well. So that shows me too, as I start going through different assignments, that I can create this big mountain of completed assignments. And that feels good to do that, to know that you've gotten things accomplished, that you can check those off of your to-do list basically. So what I've also done for you is I've made this board completely freely available, publicly available. It does say private at the moment at the top, but it actually is public now. So I will provide a link to that in the description of the channel here. And it also provides you to this next thing, which is basically just a template without all of my entries. So you can use my entries or the other board as a way to see a model, and then you can use this one to actually start entering things in. And that bit.ly link at the bottom there, the bit.ly/semester study prep, will take you straight to this board. When you do that, you need to make a copy of it, and you need to rename it whatever you want to name it. If not, it won't let you edit within my card, my template that I've made for you. So I want you to be sure to be able to do that. A few other digital tools that are possible to do similar things with, of course, is the Google Calendar. A lot of people are using that. Again, freely available. Many people use lots of different Google tools, so it's great that it can sync with all those. But one great thing you can do with a calendar, like the Google Calendar, is you can actually input locations. So if you're new to the campus and you want to just remember where things are, you can set a little waypoint to where your classroom is, maybe, so you just don't forget where it is or how to get there, you know, or if you need to tell somebody else where you're at, that you can kind of inform them that way. Another thing is that you could put your professor's office hours in there, so they can be regular, recurring notices that you have, so that you don't have to go digging back into your syllabi to see when your professors are available to talk. Of course, on campus we have a lot of the Outlook suite, so you have Outlook 365 as well, and those, of course, do similar things. So you can enter in assignments just in your calendar, so that way you know when things are due. You can look at your calendar along with other things that you've got going on in your life. Another interesting thing for people who want to use some analog tools is what's called the bullet journal. My colleague Ali turned me on to this, and a lot of people are doing this. So if you like to use a moleskin, you can buy these ones with checkered lines, basically. And I like how the symbols that, or the key that you have here, kind of shows you different things of to-dos that are in that you have, things that are in progress, things that are completed, canceled, delayed, delayed, important. All those things. I like that you can use them for mood trackers. I thought this was kind of an interesting way to do it. Kind of keep track of how you're feeling. This one is kind of a week's worth. You can just see, well, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or the weekend there. I like that they show you how much water they've been drinking. Other things that they need to buy, reminders, and of course, decently artistic, and they're, you know, making them colorful, and they're kind of fun to look at. This one I thought was interesting, but it's a sleep tracker. Kind of shows how and when you slept. Another kind of thing that I thought was interesting is a thing called a 5-year journal. This may not be great for organizing yourself, but as students who will be with Colorado Mesa for probably 4 years, if not 5 years, or this is kind of an interesting idea. I thought that maybe people might be interested in writing about their entire time in college, kind of being able to reflect back on that. So each page here, you can see the page on the left is May 11th. It allows you to put different years each year. So you just write a little blurb on that top one for 2018, let's say. You move over to the next page on May 12th, still 2018, just write a little blurb about that day. And then you'll cycle through the whole year, and you'll come back to May 11th next year, and you'd put 2019, write a little blurb. You get to see a little blurb about what you did, you were working on last time, and yeah, filling that up would bring you to something like this. So it's kind of cool to see just a quick look at what you did the year before, or the years prior to when you're writing. I love these assignment calculators, and there are two that I'm going to show you, but one is actually from the University of Minnesota. These are also linked out, so they'll also I'll provide a link in the description as well. But I love that they have a research paper, a speech, or a lab report. So basically what you do is you enter in the due date, and it takes the defaulted day of today, basically, and it takes your due date, and it will then calculate how much time you need to spend on different parts of the process to do a research paper, or to prepare a speech, or to prepare a lab report. I love these because they give you very definite things. They also give you other links to suggestions on how to take on that part of the process. So that's a good thing you do. Baylor also has another one. You can see this one right on the screen shows you the date you will begin the assignment, which usually is defaulted to the day that you're there, and then the date the assignment is due, you'll see. And very similar to the last one, shows you all the stages that you'll have to go through in those different things. And this one is particular to just a research paper. So, I showed you how I organized my entire semester. I recommend that you try that as well so that you can see every single thing that you're going to need to work on. In part 3, we're going to introduce you to some productivity techniques, so stick around for part 3. My name is Jay Ballenberger. I'm an instruction librarian at Tomlinson Library, Colorado Mesa University. This is part 2 of semester study prep, a Maverick research workshop.